Good evening, Cornerstone ladies, and actually anyone who's listening. This is not exclusive to women or ladies. This is to encourage anyone, but as the women's ministry leader at Cornerstone Fellowship Church, I just wanted to bring some encouragement. Every 2 or 3 days, we'll be reading a devotional from Keep a Quiet Heart by Elisabeth Elliot, and then I will have some discussion questions to follow. If you're on the YouTube site, you probably do not want to answer the questions on there. If you're on a Facebook thread, specifically my personal one, or in the Cornerstone Women's Ministry Facebook page, then feel free, please comment. We want to encourage each other and get as much participation as possible at this time. So welcome to my home, to our home, Caleb and I's home, as I share this with you. Today's devotional will be called Moonless Trust. Some of you are perhaps feeling that you are voyaging just now on a moonless sea. Uncertainty surrounds you, and we certainly all feel like that in this coronavirus quarantine time. There seem to be no signs to follow. Perhaps you feel about to be engulfed by loneliness. There is no one to whom you can speak of your need. Amy Carmichael wrote of such a feeling when, as a missionary of 26, she had to leave Japan because of poor health, then travel to China for recuperation, but then realized God was telling her to go to Ceylon. All this preceded her going to India, where she stayed for 53 years. I have on my desk her original handwritten letter of August 25th, 1894, as she was en route to Colombo. The letter reads as follows: All along, let us remember we are not asked to understand, but simply to obey. Let me repeat that again for this time. We are not asked to understand, but to simply obey. On July 28th, Saturday, I sailed. We had to come on board on Friday night, and just as the tender, a small boat, where the dear friends who had come to say goodbye was moving off, and the chill of loneliness shivered through me. Like a warm clasp came the long-loved lines, and only heaven is better than to walk with Christ at midnight over moonless seas. I couldn't feel frightened then. Praise him for the moonless seas. All the better the opportunity for proving him to be indeed the El Shaddai, the God who is enough. Let me add my own word of witness to hers and to that of the tens of thousands who have learned that he is indeed enough. He is not all we ask for, if we are honest, but it is precisely when we do not have what we could ask for, and only then that we can clearly perceive his all-sufficiency. It is when the sea is moonless that the Lord has become my light. I want you to ponder today, as I was reading, what verses come to mind about God being El Shaddai, or about God is enough for us. Would you share some of those with us? My second question: what has you frightened right now? I think it's healthy to have a sense of fear, and to be frightened, and that we need to be honest with each other what we are frightened about right now. I know that we're all frightened about something, and that we just need to take that and trust God. Number 3, this comes from a sermon that I watched yesterday. You can watch 2 or 3 sermons in a day, and we've certainly been doing that here with all the online options. But I want us to think about the fear that we are spreading, especially as Christians in this time. This is a serious illness. This could affect some of us. I'm not downplaying all of that, but I want us as Christian women especially to be careful. So yesterday I was reminded, your kids are watching. Your enemies and the non-believers are watching. And God is watching. What is your trust showing all of those people? Are you trusting in God to protect you? Or are you showing distrust in God to get us through this time? Lastly, I would just like to recommend, as I was reading this, I thought about a song by Wren Collective that we sing a lot in church, that Caleb and I like to sing, that we were singing with our Awana kids, My Lighthouse by Wren Collective. I think that this Moonless Trust speaks of it, and that it would be a great culmination to this devotion. Once again, I'd like you to share with whoever. I want this to be a time of encouragement, and I'll be back in 2 or 3 days to encourage you again from Keep a Quiet Heart by Elisabeth Elliot. Have a great night, and God bless.